In order to develop iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch and Apple TV applications, we're going to use Xcode, which is an IDE, Integrated Development Environment. You can download Xcode from the Mac App Store. So follow the on-screen instructions and I will see you in a couple of minutes. When you first launch Xcode, you can see there is a button to create a new project. The panel on the right will later show you shortcuts to your recent projects. We're going to create a new project by clicking Create a new Xcode project. A new screen offers a selection of application templates, each of which comes with its own startup files to start developing an application. The first template is the Master Detail application. It is a type of application model similar to the Mail app on your iPhone, where you have a first screen presenting a list, and then when the list item is selected, the app transitions to another screen showing the details of your selection. On iPad, this type of application is presented in the form of a split view controller, with a table on the left of the screen and the detail view showing to the right of it. After that, we have the page-based application, which is very similar to the Notes app on your iPhone and contains an application with page-based navigation between the different screens. The single view application template starts with a single view and allows you to gradually build your application by adding screens and elements to it, so we will be using it often. Next, we have the tabbed application template, which, as the name suggests, generates an application with a bar and buttons for selection and navigation. You probably have been experiencing this format with apps such as the clock or the phone apps on your iPhone. Last, we have the game template for building a 2D video game using the SpriteKit framework. For our first application, we're going to use the single view application template, so let's select it and click on Next. Before we begin coding, we must fill in some details about our application. First, the product name. It is simply the name of our application, the same that will appear under the app icon when you and your users install the application. Our application is called Shigatsu. Next, we have the organization name. Now, this can be the name of your company or even your own name. The next field asks us to provide the organization identifier, also called a namespace. This is used to avoid confusing applications that could have the same name. For instance, there could already be an app called Shigatsu on the App Store. As a general rule, your organization identifier is the reverse domain name, so in our case, we have uk.mindandmagic. The combination of the organization identifier and the product name is called the bundle identifier, and it's mainly used for the installation of your app on a device or for publishing it on the App Store. Xcode then asks you to choose which language you're going to use to develop your application. You can select between Swift and Objective-C. Swift was introduced by Apple in June 2014 as a new development language to build iOS and macOS X applications. Objective-C remains very much in existence and it's here to stay for a while, but Swift is being fast adopted and presents us with modern, safe and powerful programming features, so it will be our language of choice from now on. Last, you must select the device type. We have selected iPhone, but the drop-down menu also offers iPad and Universal, which is in fact for applications conceived in both iPhone and iPad format. Click on Next. Select where on your computer you'd like to save your project, and click on Create. Let's do a quick tour of Xcode. The panel on the left is called the Navigation panel, and its tabs allow you to navigate through your project. At the center of the screen, you can see a summary of your application. If you click on a file on the left, its content will be shown here. Our project is already working. We can click on the Run button and see it in the simulator. You can see a launch screen followed by a blank screen. You may get the impression that the app is displayed too big on the screen. If you're not working on Retina screen, this is perfectly normal since Retina iPad and iPhone 6 screens have a very large number of pixels. In this case, you can reduce the scale by going in Window, Scale, 50%, or by using the keyboard shortcut Command 3. Our application is empty because we haven't added anything yet, but we're going to start our development in the next video. So, congratulations, you've created your first Xcode project and launched your first iPhone app.